NBC has announced plans for a spin-off to the hit series Suits, which will be set in Los Angeles. It will focus on Meghan Markle's character's struggle to balance her legal career while also caring for an unemployed immigrant.
We want privacy! We want privacy!
Build electric cars, he's going to Mars. Why is he even involving himself with Twitter? It would be like if the Prince of England gave it all up just to marry an actor from Suits.
We want privacy! We want privacy! We want privacy!
Okay, then you must be in the national system. Oh yeah, is this you? Sorority girl, actress, influencer, victim.
Yeah, that's totally me! We want privacy! We want privacy!
Okay, I see. And then you added your husband to your friends and family account. You must be the royal prince, millionaire, world traveler, victim.
That's right! We want privacy! We want privacy! We want privacy! And you know what else? To hell with Canada! We are leaving! We'll go find some quiet place where we can be normal people! Come on, wife! We want privacy! We want privacy!
Instead of making a subdued return, South Park tossed a grenade at Meghan Markle. According to insiders and Hollywood dreamers, she is disintegrating behind the scenes. According to reports, pandemonium broke out within Meghan Markle's Montecito estate the instant news spread that South Park was launching another vicious attack on her.
Royal family, you've had everything handed to you, but you say your life has been hard, and now you've written all about it in your new book, Where?
My name is Megan Sussex now. Call me Meghan Markle one more time, Mindy Kaling.
Yes, that's right, friend. You see, my wife and I are totally like, you should write a book because your family's like stupid, and then so are like journalists.
The animation series' forthcoming D special, which insiders say include a savage parody of her now famous pregnant twerking video, has Meghan in a tailspin, according to several people close to her team. And it's personal this time, not just a joke. With a sketch that some have already referred to as career damaging, Trey Parker and Matt Stone are going all out to make fun of Meghan's looks as well as her whole brand approach.
So you hate journalists? That's right. And now you wrote a book that reports on the lives of the royal family. Right. So you're a journalist.
Any type of flower arranging is just telling a story. What story do you want to tell? Maybe leave the country. Maybe disown your dad. Be creative.
Frantic phone calls to Paramount with covert legal threats. The fire is only being fanned by Meghan's purported efforts to end the incident. What is this episode about, and why is Meghan claiming that it is a targeted attack? Let's dissect it. The atmosphere within Montecito changed from one of peace to one of catastrophe. According to rumors circulated by overnight personnel, Meghan immediately went into damage control mode after learning about the spoof via a sympathetic source at Paramount. According to one advisor, the Duchess called an urgent Zoom meeting at first light to find out whether her legal team could compel a rewrite or at the very least postpone the broadcast. She paced her study for hours, according to another source, angry that the comedy portrays her as a fame-hungry actress who is prepared to stage manage even the most private moments of parenthood.
Like the gross disrespect to the intimacy and privacy of marriage and childbirth. You know, there are some moments that are supposed to be between a husband and a wife only.
What matters is what we have on the inside.
It is the cringiest, most uncomfortable piece of tape I've seen in a long time.
As Meghan's camp fumbles, Trey and Matt, who are renowned for steamrolling every cease and desist that comes on their desk, seem unconcerned, silently tightening gags and tweaking animation. According to Hollywood commentators, the irony is that every desperate action simply serves to heighten the excitement. Parody is safe, outrage is promo crucial. The idea of a global audience laughing at an animated pillow bump is a nightmare in real time, and she may not have a strong enough legal or PR script to stop it inside Meghan's circle. Well aware of the spike in ratings that followed South Park's last royal roast, they are reportedly doubling down, slotting teaser assets, creating social clips, and betting that Meghan's rumored rage will drive even the merely curious to tune in for Meghan. According to one consultant, there was a week of whiplash during which every morning started with a fresh plan, only to have it thrown out by lunchtime when new information from Paramount started to come in. The idea of a discreet phone call to Trey Parker's agent was suggested by a seasoned public relations professional who insisted that personal outreach might appeal to basic decency.
Hello all, sorry we're late, our flight was delayed.
It was mint though. Tell them we were in mint.
They gave you a mint. How lovely. I have some gum in my purse if you'd like.
Oh, we were in mint. It's like their business class. It's really nice. And
Meghan, I'm begging you to stop now.
Meghan, your friends are so interesting.
You have a lovely home.
Yes, it's Buckingham.
Idiot. What a stupid thing.
By midday, another faction suggested a preemptive Instagram post that framed Meghan as a champion for mothers worldwide and said something heartfelt about protecting women from body shaming. However, that was reportedly shot down after the legal team reminded everyone that South Park's entire brand revolves around daring anyone to try. However, digital marketers said that tone might backfire, giving the impression that she is endorsing the spoof. Even the most aggressive attorneys acknowledged that the fair use barrier was unbreakable despite their drafting of what insiders referred to as a courtesy letter that had strong language about reputational damage and a barely disguised threat of lawsuit. When a senior advisor questioned whether the letter might leak and fuel the episode's marketing, it was downgraded to a statement of concern within hours and then shelved entirely. Staffers say the atmosphere is like walking a tightrope over a bonfire, with every move risking feeding the very plotline Meghan wants to put out, making things more complicated. According to an insider, Meghan asked a well-known Hollywood mother who had previously been the target of late-night parody whether she should prepare for it by writing a magazine column. It was said that the answer was direct. Silence has its own horror, but any response becomes material for jokes. Between a legal dead end and the Streisand effect, Meghan's team has started experimenting with softer deflection tactics, uplifting charity announcements, surprise podcast drops, and even talk of a baby-focused philanthropy event scheduled to overshadow the episode's release. One aide muttered that doing nothing feels like letting Trey and Matt dictate the narrative unchecked, something Meghan has never tolerated. However, the obvious question posed by the call's doubters was, what if South Park also makes fun of the pivot? The Zoom became quiet at that moment, reflecting Montecito's general lethargy.
It's so funny you keep saying Meghan Markle, you know it's Sussex.
It's important we do this ourselves, Harry, and not live off your family.
I agree. We'll just have to find a way to make £50 billion on our own.
According to reports, Meghan is now going over each written statement again in an effort to find a viewpoint that won't give South Park its next laugh track. However, every option appears to go back to the same problem. How can you manage a joke that is meant to blow up the instant you touch it? The hurt of this most recent parody, according to observers, is deeper because it specifically challenges Meghan's most prized possession, curated control over her parenthood. Friends said she put her heart and soul into the pregnancy, according to the narrative. Having South Park recast the moment as a staged pantomime, complete with a pillow bump and Cartman barking orders after the video was choreographed as a declaration of empowerment, authenticity, and reclaimed joy, is said to feel like an invasion. This is far worse than the privacy tour lampoon mock my brand deals. Sure, she allegedly swore to a confidant, but they're making fun of motherhood itself. According to insiders, Meghan's mental slide may be explained by that emotional trigger. Fauci attacks her credibility, adds the cartoon Harry cameo, makes it more empowering, and the satire shifts from a lighthearted jab to character assassination. The skit also undermines the very theme she has attempted to promote, including body autonomy, representation, feminist storytelling, the idea that Trey and Matt may suggest her viral reel was scripted multiple takes, lighting cues, and more. Observers of the royal family note that she constantly gets upset at recommendations. Her public appearances are stage-managed, causing the world to chuckle uncontrollably. However, the brilliance of South Park has always been satirizing prominent personalities at the very fault lines they are trying so hard to conceal. The creators aren't only making fun of Meghan's carefully manicured genuineness because they believe that perception management is her weak point. The facade is being torn off.
Welcome to my garden. Well, it's not my garden, it's a set actually, but welcome to my set.
Is this a wrinkle I see in my blouse? Who the f ironed this? I told you to iron this shirt 10 times. It looks like you only ironed it.
The upcoming show is more than just mockery, according to pundits, since the skit reflects what critics already say. Every Markle action seems market-tested, even down to Meghan's impromptu baby bump boogie. She runs the danger of becoming a meme if people see her pregnancy dance as fake. The tipping point is when future endeavors that are presented as genuine and unfiltered are rejected before they are even launched. Trey Parker and Matt Stone have made a living for almost 30 years by inciting outrage and then riding the backlash straight to record ratings. This isn't just a cartoon gag, it's a narrative virus that is ready to spread across timelines, hashtags, and late-night monologues, infecting every brand conversation she has meticulously scripted up to this point. They dismiss threats that would have most studios in a frenzy, turning Oprah, Muhammad, and Scientology into jokes. They are aware that every cease and desist and every celebrity outburst simply serves to enhance their reputation. One of the few franchises where the creators are open is South Park. Court legal disputes in public because the spectacle attracts more spectators. An angry press release turns into free promotion. A litigation threat is only a teaser trailer that cannot be purchased with any marketing cash. According to a source close to their writer's room, the two noticed Meghan's sensitivity the moment the Privacy Tour episode went viral around the world. They watched palace statements, saw her lawyer's well-crafted objections, and sensed untapped comic gold. "They hate it perfect," Parker joked. "Let's exert more effort." As a result, the DEI special began as a planned escalation rather than a random jab. They are challenging Meghan's crew to respond, hoping that the commotion would propel the show into must-see status by going all out with a spoof of her pregnancy, which is almost hallowed ground in celebrity society.
Sir, that your questionable wife has her own TV show and hangs out with celebrities and does fashion magazines? What are you suggesting? Well, I just think some people might say that your Instagram-loving wife actually doesn't want her privacy. How dare you, sir? My Instagram-loving wife has always wanted her privacy.
Behind closed doors. According to reports, South Park's legal experts keep a rolling roster of fair use case law to make sure every gag goes just short of defamatory. Every contentious frame is meticulously storyboarded. How noticeable Cartman Kennedy's yelling instructions are, how long the phony baby bump lasts, and how overdone the twerk animation must be for viewers to immediately identify parody. Trey and Matt are experts at navigating the brink of liability, and Meghan's advisors are terrified by the confidence in their plan, which has been refined over many conflicts to maximize shock while limiting litigation risk. Any legitimate salvo will probably end up in a lol-marked shredder before igniting the next joke. Paramount 2 is proficient in calculus. Every analyst document seems to emphasize a basic measure outrage translates to clicks, and executives recall the increase in subscriptions and social buzz after the privacy tour that shredded the Sussexes. Because Meghan's alleged worry is leaking for the network, the upcoming special is already internally predicted to do better than regular episodes. Her indignation isn't collateral damage, it's a component of the release plan. Trey and Matt are written veterans of that cycle, prepared to transform every desperate phone conversation into an Easter egg for viewers to find in a future episode. The more forcefully she fights back, the more powerful the commercial. According to rumors, Meghan's legal team issued its first warning just hours after the South Park leak appeared on fan blogs. The letter, which was written overnight by a prestigious Beverly Hills firm, was a terse 4-page notice of concern that was filled with references to emotional distress, defamation, and possible harm to the mother's health. It allegedly demanded that Paramount provide advanced footage for compliance review and consider removing any scene that shows malice toward a protected health status. Attorneys speak for expectant mothers.
Everyone says they don't have time to make homemade meals, but if you just have 3 nannies, 2 butlers, a housekeeper, a driver, and a full-time personal assistant, you have all the time in the world. Stop making excuses and start moving snacks from one bag to another.
It is elevating the ordinary little things. And who got the Kroger peanut butter? It's not even organic.
Within Meghan's camp, the leak felt like sabotage. According to insiders, the document was couriered to the network's legal affairs office at dawn, watermarked with a confidentiality watermark so aggressive that it bled through the paper. However, by midday, news of its existence had already spread, first to a Hollywood trade outlet and then to an adventurous royal podcaster. Within hours, the hashtag #RespectOurParody was trending globally. Some employees believed that Paramount had purposefully given entertainment writers false information in order to portray the Duchess as litigious. A junior assistant who was fed up with crisis mode was mentioned in whispers by others. In any case, the impact was instantaneous. As an on-screen Chiron gag, South Park writers allegedly kept an eye on Twitter in real time, riffing on the phrase maternal well-being and figuring out how to incorporate it into the final cut. Meghan's lawyers, realizing the notice had backfired, discussed whether to escalate with a formal cease and desist. The futility parody is unassailable under US law, as Cooler Minds noted, and Trey and Matt enjoy litigation spectacle almost as much as they do shock humor. Meghan was not prepared to back down, however, as one senior associate reportedly groaned, "You never sue the jester who builds his stage in the courthouse lobby." A draft op-ed circulated among friendly columnists, but editors were hesitant, fearing that they would appear to be pawns in a battle for transatlantic free speech. According to sources, she approved a secondary tactic that involved lobbying sympathetic UK outlets to reframe the episode, arguing that it is a potential hate speech issue. Meghan's crisis advisors, however, suggested more tactful alternatives, such making a covert call to Paramount's parent corporation and bringing up the possibility of future charitable collaborations being jeopardized. But the danger was the same for all gambles. If you leak it, South Park will make fun of it. Get up. By the end of the week, legal wrangling had accomplished the exact reverse. The bitter irony was evident. Meghan's note of worry had become another joke in internet meme culture, and the PR pre-buzz for the show had quadrupled. The Duchess had once pledged never to be silent. Her crew had to find a new, less flammable tactic since every effort to silence the cartoon simply made it louder. Hello.
Hey, lowly cameraman, come over here and try some fried chicken. Try the fried chicken. Try the fried chicken. We need to make it look like I actually care about my camera crew. Come get some fried chicken. Act like you're having fun. Act like you're having fun.
I want my home to feel welcoming. Do you feel welcome? Does my soundstage welcome you? Mindy and I are such great friends, like besties. Like, I love her. Like, she doesn't know my name, but we're best friends.
Executives at Paramount are not just dismissing Meghan's resistance, they are transforming it into a masterclass in marketing. The network's social listening dashboard glowed like a Christmas pinball machine within hours of the notice of concern being released. One VP grinned, tapped the conference room whiteboard, and wrote "Leverage the letter" that became the day's rallying cry. Staffers in the streaming division said that mentions of South Park caused sentiment to spike from neutral curiosity to gleeful anticipation, and that clip-hungry entertainment sites began begging for exclusives. When Meghan's legal correspondence reached the trades, the internal goal was to increase the buzz without seeming to bait the Duchess directly. By lunchtime, the skeleton teaser plan had evolved into a 3-phase rollout, including sly 10-second character animations, a mock PSA about respecting creative freedom, and a timed tweet storm. In practice, workers claimed that behind closed doors, the distinction between provocation and promotion was purposefully hazy. Almost ecstatically, Paramount's legal team approved the pregnant sketch after carefully reviewing each frame and comparing it to decades of fair use precedent. No changes are necessary. According to reports, one in-house attorney joked that she couldn't stop people from talking about a public film that she had uploaded herself. For the DEI specials trailer, the marketing executives considered the cheeky tagline, "Empower your laughter." However, when someone made a joke, they decided to scrap it because Meghan's camp would say it made fun of her empowerment brand. Nevertheless, they kept the idea for potential limited edition Gorilla merch t-shirts featuring Cartman Kennedy's silhouette and the phrase "Respect our parody." Executives are also pursuing influencers who previously collaborated with Meghan's wellness brand, offering them early screener access in return for response videos, according to internal emails. If the show is as successful as analytics indicate, those shirts may be released only hours after it airs. The tactic allowed erstwhile friends to analyze the satire without coming out as hostile by transforming them into impartial critics. According to the risk assessment deck supplied to the C-suite, the general public will follow if wellness bloggers openly chuckle. The biggest danger is illegal. Before the premiere night, Meghan releases her own video or a poignant remark which might ease tension.
Why are there so many people in our car?
It's not a car, Harry, it's a bus.
And why does it smell?
We're going to work, Harry, because HGTV canceled our show and we need money.
You can't get work acting, so now you're teaching it, which kind of makes sense and kind of doesn't.
So let's take a bite of this. This sandwich tastes like shit.
The network has scheduled its first teaser, an embargoed episode, for mid-July, 48 hours prior to the broadcast date as a precaution. She's playing defense, as one marketing director put it in a Slack conversation. Launchpad is what we're playing. Let's keep it going while Meghan's team battles dominate in the middle of the day, since every panic headline is free airtime. According to reports, Prince Harry is engaged in a more covert conflict, one that is being fought via late-night whispers to Montecito confidants and early morning calls to London aides. According to those close to the Duke, he is caught between feeling sorry for his wife's suffering and fearing that Prince Ginger may make headlines again by faking a baby bulge. According to insiders, Harry has already received a terse message from a senior courtier reminding him that any new mockery of the monarchy, no matter how animated, will complicate optics ahead of a rumored memorial service appearance this winter. Harry reportedly expressed his fears that the sketch will bring back every meme from South Park's first royal roast. He also reportedly told a former military friend that the show makes him look like an idiot with a clipboard, undermining the gravitas he's tried to rebuild through veterans, work, and mental health panels. The friend allegedly advised him to embrace the humor, warning that a public pout would confirm South Park's caricature. Reputational whiplash is nothing new to Harry, however. He is aware that videos of Prince the cartoon guiding a twerk routine will circulate on social media, intercut with quotes from books and Oprah soundbites, and provide months' worth of material for the tabloids. Although he won't help but smile smugly if Harry makes a mistake again, he is reportedly worried that the episode would revive old wounds with William, who Palace Insider said found the first parody painfully realistic. However, pushing back might cause collateral damage. Harry's insistence on moderation might be seen as a hint of discord, since Meghan's advisors like to present a united front. One Montecito employee claims that he introduced a compromise issue, a measured statement that praised free expression and denounced humor and sexism before shifting to the promotion of Invictus. Meghan's core staff complained that the concept sounded like submission, which caused it to stall. Confidentials claim that the Duke's nocturnal jogs have increased in length, and Harry is now caught in a state of uncertainty, either as a quiet witness to a storm that may shower mud on every Windsor crest, or as a draft apology to no one. He thinks that the approaching laughter is already pre-written in South Park's final cut, and he is unable to block it out with earbuds blaring mindfulness programs.
Of course, our fuckacia bread isn't complete without our flour sprinkles. Flour sprinkles! You know you've made it when you've acquired a huge fan base of bullies. Hashtag Sussex Squad.
Could it be? A mystery for the ages.
A riddle for the future? Before a single frame had broadcast, the parody's message spread like wildfire and dry brush throughout social media, igniting meme factories and spawning competing hashtags. Meghan was going to be made fun of for her pregnant twerk the moment a Hollywood gossip account was revealed. Twitter was divided along well-known fault lines. Our parody shot to the top of the trending board after users posted doctored GIFs of Cartman moonwalking next to a CGI baby bump. Within hours, a rival hashtag, Mockery is Misogyny, appeared, with defenders claiming that South Park had crossed the line into fetish territory by dragging a mother's body for laughs. This clash served as a breeding ground for viral reaction videos, with TikTok comedians choreographing their own bump, boogies, lifestyle influencers analyzing the ethics of parody between unboxing segments, and even a sober media professor editing clips to frame the debate as a miniature culture war. The leaked storyboard sketches and grainy phone photos purportedly taken during a Paramount Sound Mix review, however, were what really ignited the internet. Reddit posted the images of Cartman Kennedy shouting at a red-haired agitated prince about empowerment angles, and the South Park subreddit went into speculative glee, analyzing each doodle like conspiracy theorists poring over crop circles. Within minutes, fan artists were creating fake posters. One of them showed Meghan dressed in full medical uniform with a tiara perched on top of her IV drip as Kyle held a clapperboard reading. Each post attracted more attention than the last 97. Every glance is a potential audience. The allure of simple clicks was felt by influencers who had previously reveled in Meghan's radiance. A wellness coach who had previously been paid to advertise her lavender beverages posted a funny response clip with the title, "I Love Meg," which received 1 million views in a single day. Despite acknowledging that she had turned down an A's Ever collaboration, a mid-tier fashion blogger couldn't help but share a side-by-side comparison of the actual pregnant dance in a South Park storyboard with the title, "Spot the Difference." Her reach soared despite some admirers criticizing her for being disloyal, proving that controversy sells more than any sponsored jar of raspberry spread according to brand engagement dashboards. An algorithm that detects anger the way sharks detect blood made the jokes louder the more Meghan supporters pleaded for moderation. Every request for pregnant ladies to be left alone turned into a screenshot for sarcastic accounts. By the end of the week, fan-made countdown clocks hung above TikToks For You, pages ticking toward August with a tempo that even Montecito crisis phones couldn't beat. And each irate direct message that a blue-check journalist released sparked another round of hot takes.
When was the last time you twerked, Alex?
I don't think I've ever twerked in my life.
You
mate.
must have.
Really? I genuinely mean that. If there's any footage that ever comes out of me twerking, I'll pay for all your pints one night. How about that?
Meghan, she's an American celebrity, so I can kind of forgive her for it.
It's definitely her idea.
She's like, Prince Harry is a prince of the realm. You imagine the centuries of history and tradition in this country, the respectful organisations that he was or is an ambassador of, the military, and you're behaving like that and happy to release it in public. I mean, it's just so demeaning.
Yeah, she's a narcissist and he's quite...
Advisors are working on 2 stark playbooks behind Montecito's gates. One is called Counterstrike, and the other is called Strategic Silence. Both playbooks describe what occurs the morning after South Park's special airs. The Counterstrike side wants Meghan to take the stage with a well-written opinion piece in a high-profile publication that frames the parody as evidence that women's bodies are still subject to ridicule. According to insiders, the article would include data on cyberbullying, use Meghan as a case study, and conclude with a call to action for respect and digital satire. They contend that sponsors love purpose and a values-driven clapback could bring wellness partners back to the table and possibly even rekindle their enthusiasm if combined with a charitable pledge. However, critics caution that the strategy might come out as premeditated, combining commercial placement and activism into one cohesive whole. The Strategic Quiet Camp believes that any reaction is self-defeating. Their presentation deck displays search interest graphs that only increase when victims respond, citing previous targets, Scientology, Kanye, and even Prince himself. Return. Allow the episode to trend for a news cycle that they choose, then fade in the meantime and make a significant change. Leak positive video from a children's literacy push book that is coming out. As always, Meghan drops a low-key on a feel-good podcast about parenthood and realities. Restock on non-controversial items such as herbal tea. If inquiries come up, be silent and concentrate on the benefits. Outrage wariness is the hope. Viewers, move on. Both plans are hampered by Meghan's return to the stream with storytime books in her hands rather than legal documents, which makes sponsors breathe easier. Since Ever's finances are already limited, they are unable to support both a flamboyant philanthropic effort and crisis PR. Marketing resets are expensive. According to an insider, a pitch deck for a bridge round that attempts to attract new investors and uses language about overcoming cultural obstacles has been discreetly circulating, but funders want evidence. Meghan is resilient enough to handle ridicule. In the midst of the argument, a third alternative is whispered. Lean into the joke, an edgy appearance on a rival sketch show, or a self-deprecating TikTok duet. A possible silent partner allegedly inquired whether she was shaken by a cartoon and how she would manage a TikTok pile-on. Take ownership of the parody and change public opinion. It's dangerous. Meghan's brand is built on elegance rather than jokes, but according to some gurus, relatability is the most valuable asset, and nothing conveys that you're unmoved like laughing at yourself before the masses follow her. The next action will determine whether Meghan's empire is rebalanced after One Truth persists or whether South Park's laugh track serves as the background music for a protracted, gradual brand fade-out. August is almost near. Every second of the countdown intensifies a problem that no public relations script can ignore, and the DA special is locked. The stakes are now higher than a single passionate remark, regardless of whether Meghan Markle decides to confront the satire head-on, disappear until the storm passes, or pull off the uncommon act in contemporary celebrity turning humiliation into humanity without compromising authority. If the episode succeeds and Meghan's sole response is rage, it solidifies the South Park stereotype of a woman who wants attention but is unable to bear the expense. Op-ed detractors will accuse her of profiting from disaster if she responds with a high gloss, while admirers implore her to let the humor fall from her shoulders. If she chooses to remain silent but as usual falters, the story will veer into a story about a duchess who is hiding from a joke that she secretly worries is real. Marketers at Paramount are already anticipating a record-breaking night. Matt Stone and Trey Parker are honing frames to make them as meme-worthy as possible. Before the first frame is shown, influencers have created response thumbnails. Even Harry's personal worries, such as his phone calls to Britain and Long Beach runs, might reappear in newspaper sidebars as soon as the credits have rolled. Investors are watching Meghan's next move as a test of her tenacity. The focus now shifts to you. Can a brand that is based on carefully curated authenticity withstand being ridiculed as scripted artifice? If she manages to laugh first, or even better, make money off of it, she could still prove to be an unexpected springboard for South Park. If she makes a mistake, the Duchess runs the risk of allowing a cartoon to define her for a generation that was raised on viral snippets. Do you think Meghan should respond publicly if South Park's parody comes out exactly as it was rumored, or should the episode crash, burn, and vanish without her oxygen and beyond the PR chess match? Does making fun of a pregnancy video go too far in the realm of satire, or is it all fair in the public image arena? Share your thoughts below. If you want to see every exciting twist, hit like and subscribe to ensure you don't miss the next in-depth update. Your screen's cued video is ready to provide the most recent information. You won't believe what's going to happen next, I promise.